Hey everybody, Scott Hogan. I'm back. We got the hula hoop out again. We are going to be going over advanced ball flight laws here, okay? So we're going to be talking about controlling the golf ball, curve, height, direction, all that stuff in a little bit more of an advanced way. So let's get to it. All right, everybody. So thanks so much for joining us today. Again, we're going to be going over advanced ball flight laws. So we did a first part to this. That was just a very general draws and fades video. We'll link it here up above. So make sure you go check that out. If you haven't seen that video, stop this one. Go check that video out first, because we want you to make sure that you understand really how you make the ball curve as you hit shots. Okay, so before we go into part two, let's talk a little bit about, all right, what's coming up on the channel. So we've got On Course coming up. We're getting outside, hopefully here in Chicago. We were able to get out and film. Then we had about 6 inches of rain, so we're going to get out and film some more. But we're also going to be talking about, I just finished up my college season, talk about some things I observed there from really advanced players, the anatomy of shooting under par versus over par. Excited for that stuff because I think that's really important as you play golf to understand. But if you don't want to miss those, make sure you click that subscribe button down below. That way you don't miss them. You'll know when they're coming up, and we'll have a great summer shooting lower scores. So let's get into advanced ball flight laws here, okay? So we've got the hula hoop back out. All right, so we're not gonna review too much from the first video. Again, go watch the first video if you need to understand that. But we are going to talk about what else can influence the path of our club. So again, if I'm going to hit a draw, if I've got the face square, okay, I need to get the golf club starting to swing out at the ball. Now, as you get that idea down, there's a couple other things that you can look at that are going to make it easier to swing that golf club out. All right, so first thing we're going to look at is ball position here, okay? We're going to be looking at ball position, all right? So as we go through ball position here, I've got my hula hoop here representing my swing arc, okay? So as I go through, as I put the ball back in my swing, or in my stance, okay, I'm going to be catching it earlier in the swing, okay? So what does that do for us as far as the direction we go? Well, if my club's coming down into the ball, what we're going to see is I'm actually traveling out on the swing arc, and I'm going to catch the ball in my shot here, or in my swing, in a point where I'm swinging outward, okay? So as I start mastering these ideas of, all right, I know how to swing it out. You have to be able to do that first. Get some idea of how to get the ball to curve left, but something I can do that will help me out is start adjusting the ball position. That's why, if you've ever noticed playing shots, a high draw is a difficult shot to hit, okay? Because one of the things that you would do with the, getting the ball to go higher is to move it up in your stance. Well, if we're moving it up in the stance, it's a lot harder to get the club on that outward path. We have to do a lot of work to be able to get that ball to draw. A lot of times actually our draws that are high draws tend to be high pull draws, because by the time you're catching the ball, the face is a little closed to the path, but that's what's going to get the ball to draw, is by pulling it a little bit. So conversely, if you wanted to hit the ball in the front of your stance, you want to hit it higher. Okay, if I move it forward, now we look at it and we say, all right, here I go. I'm coming more up on it now. You can see this golf club is actually going to want to travel more to the left. Again, that's going to cut across a little bit more. So if you've ever tried to hit like a punch shot with a 4-iron, and you're trying to keep it low and you try to slice it, sometimes it can be very difficult to hit a low punch cut type shot. The fades love to go up higher, mainly because the angle of the attack coming into the ball is different. When that matches up with the face that you have and the loft you have, it just works out where you're just going to hit the ball a lot higher. So That's one thing we want to be paying attention to as we go through. That would explain a lot, because here's what I see a lot when people come to me. They say, okay, hey, I hit my irons fine, I can draw them, but I get to the driver, I cannot draw a driver for my life. Well, what's one of the big things we do with the driver? We move the ball forward in our stance. Then we start seeing the ball, getting caught on the upswing, which is also moving a little more to the left. That gets the ball cutting a little bit more. So it's definitely a lot easier. You also have the size of the golf club face that you have to deal with, or the head, I should say, that you have to deal with. But getting that ball in a proper position would help you. So if you're struggling to draw a driver, do try maybe putting it back just a little bit. The other things that we can do is we can work on a couple of things with our body here. So these are kind of the next points about our club path. How do we move the golf ball? Well, the other things we can start looking at is our shoulders, okay? Shoulders as we come in, all right? When I bring this club back, how I kind of set my shoulders as I start to transition the golf club is going to have a huge impact on where this golf club travels through the hit. So as I bring this back, if my goal is to hit some sort of a draw, okay, as I transition, I'm going to really focus on keeping my shoulders more closed as I set them and transition, because that's what's going to get the golf club traveling out, okay? If I really want to get the golf club traveling a little bit more across it, get a fade type swing, what I would really want to see is my shoulders really get that open feel. We talked about that in the last video. So controlling your shoulders is a really important part to getting the golf club to go, all right? Now, the last thing that we can look at is quite simply, where are you gonna put the club face? Okay, so when we start getting into advanced curving of the golf ball, what we call a curve, a draw, or a fade, we actually use the word functional. Is it a functional draw or a functional fade? Okay, what does that mean? It means, is it a shot you can play on the golf course? I can draw the golf ball, right? But you saw that shot take off super low, super left. Our simulator doesn't even see it. That's how non-functional that shot is. I'm getting the ball to curve, but I never would be able to play golf and shoot good scores with it. So what would a draw look like that's functional? Well, if it's curving to the left, it has to start to the right of the target, okay? So it can curve on back. Well, how would I do that? Well, I would actually need to be able to keep the face more open, okay? That's where the face controls where the ball starts, and the relationship of getting the club swinging out more to the right of the face is what's going to make that ball draw. So if I actually want to hit a draw, one of the best ways to hit a draw is actually to have what feels like a weaker grip. Get that club that won't want to shut on you, so that way it will start off to the right. So if I weaken my grip up a little bit, ball's definitely starting right, and you're gonna see it working its way back to the left, okay? Again, I think a lot of people go to the opposite side. Whereas when you see somebody, think about all the people you see. There's one in particular, #1 player in the world, gets a stronger grip, gets up here at the top of the swing, super bowed left wrist, face is super shut. What's the shot shape he hits? There's actually two guys I can think about right now. They will both work out together. And I'm sure, let's comment down below, who am I talking about? All right, but both of them very similar. Shut face at the top, very similar ball flights, playing this fade. Why does it work? Because the shut face starts the ball to the left. Their swing path, their fast body motions, clearing through quickly, that gets the club path traveling to the left, creates that fade shot. It's not my specialty. Let's give it a try though. So again, a little bit stronger grip up top, a little more closed. We're gonna get really a little bit more open as we go through. So that was my best effort at it, okay? And I hit it pretty straight. So it's getting the ball to start left so then it can actually work its way to the right. So that ball actually traveled a long way too. So it's just something that we think about as we go through it. It's like, all right, how can we play the game now hitting these functional shots? Well, there's a lot of things that go into it. Once you understand the basics, your ball position, your body alignments as you come into the swing, and how you orient the face, all is going to have an effect on your ability to get out and not only get the ball to curve the right direction, but play shots that are functional. So those are 3 things I want you to think about as you go through. As you're hitting shots, all right, where are these types of positions? Are these all matching up? All right, if I want to hit a fade, am I having the face actually more closed? Okay, am I doing things with my swing that are going to create that leftward path, i.e. getting my body to open more, pivot more, which would create a fade? Again, most people wouldn't do that. That's not what they do. But the other thing is my ball position matching up? Is everything matching up? Or if I'm not matched up, am I causing myself more problems than I need to? So something to think about. Again, this is more of the advanced ball flight shot making introduction to ball flight here. So wanted to give you that to go on. Again, if you hadn't seen part 1, you decided to watch this video anyway, go see part 1, see how we work the golf ball, see what the basics are, ball flight, and you'll be able to go from there. So again, thanks everybody for watching. Got a lot of videos coming up. Make sure you click that subscribe button. We look forward to seeing you in those future videos.